How do guys, how are you? Hope you're all safe and well. So today I'm visiting another video game shop. This time we're in Blackpool and we're on Beach Avenue. That's B-E-E-C-H Avenue. And we're not far from Stanley Park. But we're going to go in Eclipse Home Entertainment. I'll link to the Facebook page of the shop in the description of this video. I've been here a few times. The staff are great. They have loads of stock, whether it's new stuff you want or even retro stuff. Unlike iCollectibles, which I did a video about, which I'll link to that at the end of this video, this is purely video game stuff. There's have one or two different bits, but there's no comics or anything else like that in here. It's purely retro video games. So come on guys, let's have a look inside. So there we go, Eclipse Home Entertainment, established 1994. So they're doing something right, aren't they? Let's be honest. That's 32 years this shop's been here. And it's not even on a main road. So let me have a quick scan round Beach Avenue, just to show you what sort of area we're in. We're just in a normal suburban street, but we're not in a high street. There's not really any foot traffic. So I'm going to guess the way that Eclipse has stayed here for all that time is they built up a loyal customer base. Right, let's go and have a look inside. I think I've just said that answer, but I never got inside. I'm still outside, so this time we're definitely going inside. Come on guys, let's have a look. Right, we're inside. It's a big shop here, nice and clean, and like I just said, the staff are awesome. We'll start here with the more recent console, the Xbox One stuff. I'll look quite slowly, just so you can see the prices. And again, they're good prices. They are really good prices. Now, we've had this offer on in a couple of times that I've been here. So out of this section here, buy two, get one free on all games under £10. The lowest price game is free. That's not a bad offer, is it? You know, pocket money prices for some fairly decent games as well. You know, it's not only on your FIFAs and your ones that you get a million copies of. There's some really decent games. I'll tell you what I like about Eclipse. Everything's laid out really clearly. So you don't have to rummage that much. If you go back to that video, I will link to it at the end, like I've just said, on iCollectibles on Bond Street in Blackpool. Great shop, great guy. He didn't really do video games, he did more comic book stuff and things like that. But you had to rummage. It was like a massive car boot sale, or garage sale if you're watching from America. So yeah, let's have a look at the hardware they've got. There's a Super Game Boy down there, only £19. Some controllers for your Wii and your Wii U. You fancy a Nintendo 64? 79 quid. All cleaned and in really nice condition. You've got some GameCubes there. Choose which colour you want. And then something that I had a number of not so long ago. Fantastic Nintendo 64s. Now they come in about, I guess, 5 or 6 different colours. I'm not too sure. But they're getting quite collectible now, especially if they're boxed and in good condition. It's all about the condition, isn't it? That's what I've said in so many of these videos. It's all about the condition. So there's your Wii U there. And again, everything's really, really clean. Your NES's there, you know, considering the age of them, they're in great condition. Obviously, whoever's doing the refurbing of the stuff here knows what they're doing. PS4 controller there. Your Mega Drive Mini, a couple of controllers. Choice of PS4s. They're creeping up in price, aren't they? Seen a bit of a price increase in the last sort of 12 months. There's an original Xbox there. How many of us had one of them? Great thing about the original Xbox is the 4 ports on the front. You didn't have to buy a multi-tap or whatever they were called. What were they called? Where you had to buy something extra to plug in so you could play multiplayer games. can't remember. I think it was called a multi-tap. My memory's shot. Look at that PlayStation Move sharpshooter there at the back. And an original PlayStation. Before it was called PlayStation 1, it was just the PlayStation. I said in another video recently, I'm old enough to remember when that was codenamed. I think it was the PSX. PlayStation 3 there. Some controllers at the bottom and another PS3. And again, they all look in really, really good condition. Now, you've got to remember, some of these consoles are like 15, 20 years old. They stood the test of time, haven't they? And again, the same offer over here. Buy two, get one free on all games under £10. So I'm guessing it's shop wide. Again, I'm going to take my time so you guys can see out there what kind of stock he's got in. If you want to pay Eclipse Home Entertainment a visit. These, you know, it's not small, is it? But it's independent game shop. If we don't use them, we are going to lose them. I know I said this in the last video that I did when I was in a small shop, but it's true. You know, a unit this size, I'm going to have a scan round when I get to the bottom of the shop. Just to show you exactly how big this shop is. But it's not going to be cheap to keep going. Gas, electric, staff. Whilst we're on the staff, super knowledgeable. Really are super knowledgeable about everything from new stuff to older stuff as well. I did throw a bit of a curveball at them a month or two ago. Mentioned the Sega Mega Jet that I've got for sale, but was met with a blank stare. And it's quite a rare piece. So the Mega Jet that I've got, it's in the lockup. It was a handheld unit from Sega that Japan Airlines used to hand out to people as they got on the flights, and you plugged it into a screen that was on the seat in the back in front. You plugged it into a screen that was on the back of the seat in front of you, and you could play Mega Drive games. Wow, you were on the plane. Now, 30 odd years ago, that was space age, absolutely space age. Now, of course, you can play virtually any game you want on an emulator on your phone. You've got a powerful enough phone. But in them days, to play video games on a flight was unheard of. It was a glimpse into the future. So yeah, just by chance, if anybody's watching this and they want a boxed Sega Mega Jet, let me know in the comments below. Send me an email to the email for the channel. See if we can come to a deal. Loads of PS3 stuff. And again, it's not just your normal FIFAs and that you find in a lot of these shops and stalls. They've actually got, you know, some decent titles. So the more expensive stock seems to be in these cabinets here. And if you want to see anything in these cabinets when you come along to Eclipse, just ask the staff. They'll lock them, they'll let you have a look at it, let you inspect it before you part with your money. They're really good. I mean, they are really, really good. It makes a huge difference. You know, this is where your small independent shops do score over sort of like CX and places like that. Because not only do you get personal service, the staff are very, very knowledgeable as well. I'm not calling CX. Listen, I've bought many things from CX, and I know that Mason does as well. And if it was no good at what it did, it wouldn't exist, would it? But give me an independent game shop any day. I think they're very, very few and far between. They are very few and far between. We need to support these guys, we really do. Blackpool's a bit of a hotbed for retro video games. If you didn't know, and you're watching the video, they have a retro video game show at the Norbreck Hotel I think it's October. And it's huge. I mean, it really is huge. And they're queuing around the block to get in. I mean, me and Mason go every year. We like to keep our eyes on what's going on, if there's any bargains. And it's not only video games at the Norbreck show either. They have a huge room with pinball tables. So if you like pinball, if you ever wanted to pretend you're in Happy Days, have a look at it. forgot the name of it, and hopefully it'll come to me before the end of this video. So SNES stuff. The SNES stuff in good condition is really hard to get hold of because the SNES and the Nintendo 64 games at points were cardboard, and they just don't stand the test of time. And that's why a lot of these, let me go back up to that shelf there, are in protectors. It's just to protect the cardboard so they don't degrade anymore. So if you've got a cupboard at home with Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, any game systems that the covers were paper and not plastic, you know, later on they became like little CD cases, didn't they? DVD cases, where they were great, snap cases, I think they call them. But these ones, the early ones, with them being paper, if you get them in good condition now, it can really affect the value. And it really is about the condition. So you might have some of these in a drawer at home. Maybe your son, your daughter, maybe they've left home, maybe they've grown up. At least this will give you an idea of the value. Now don't forget, this is retail value. So if you see something in the video and you think, oh, look at that, I've got one of them, it's worth £100, probably not. Don't forget, this is a business and they've got to make a profit. It's not a charity. They've got to pay the bills, they've got to pay the wages, pay the staff. It's probably worth 50% of that. But get along to one of these shops. Get along to a small, not small, I keep saying small, it isn't a small shop, but an independent retailer. Take your stuff to them, they need the stock. Might be a bit of a cash injection that you didn't know that you had. Maybe you just forgot about it in a drawer, or a garage, or a wardrobe even. Get it all together. Don't bother with eBay, stuff like that, Package it up and send it off, and then you get people messing you about, and find your local small independent video game shop. Like Eclipse here in Blackpool. Like I say, they'll be glad of the stock. They must come across stuff that people didn't know was valuable, or didn't know was rare. I mean, even though I've done this for years and years and years and years and collected video games. Some of you know I had a huge auction a couple of years ago with an auction house in London called Excalibur, and I sold most of my video game stuff there. I've kept some of it. I still have a look up with some stuff. I've kept with the more rare items. In fact, just while we're looking at this is something I've kept. I don't know why I kept it, to be fair. But that Super Mario 3D All-Stars there, £54 used. It's quite a rare game, that. And I've got one of them that's sealed up. Just quite easily, you can have something similar. It doesn't stand out, does it? Everyone thinks, oh, Mario games, everybody bought a Mario game. They're not that rare. But every now and then, you will get ones that are more rare than others. You've got a Virtual Boy. I don't know if you ever remember the Nintendo Virtual Boy. I sold mine years ago. Worst thing I ever did. Should have gone to it, because they've gone up in value. Because Nintendo released a Virtual Boy, no one bought it. It was probably years ahead of its time. So consequentially, they're quite rare. And your handheld boxed. Most people didn't keep the boxes. Always worth digging out, having a root around, see what you've got. Like I say, if your kids have moved out, have a look. Listen, we all need every penny we can get these days, don't we? Or maybe it's just time to part with your collection. Because the values have increased. Maybe they're not up to the values they were during COVID, but it's getting there again. Things are becoming more and more rare. The older they get, the more rare they become. PSP Go. Game & Watch there. You can get the original Game & Watches that are boxed. Worth a bit of money. So the Mario there, that's an original one from the early 80s, Bombs Away. Remember that well. Here's your Dreamcast stuff. Neo Geo, SNK. I'm probably speaking a different language to most of you out there, aren't I? So do you know what? It's probably a different language to me now, to be fair. Because I forgot more than I remember. Or should I say? Yeah, no, that's right. I got that the wrong way around. I forgot more than I remembered. 20% off all unboxed games when you buy 2 or more. All your Mega Drive stuff. Awesome. Let's move over here. I know from coming in last time, this shelf here near the counter, it's for doubles. So all this stuff here you should find in the body of the shop. Still worth a look. Still worth. Oh, PS Vita. Years ahead of its time, the PS Vita one. It was a great machine. I know loads of people that still have a PS Vita. Mason still got a PS Vita that he uses. But like I say, emulators kind of diminish that. But you can't beat an original game on an original piece of hardware. Yeah, emulators are great. They really are. But there's nothing like picking up an original Mega Drive controller. Or even the snap that you got when you open the Mega Drive box of the game. Awesome. Absolutely brilliant. I suppose it's like when you buy vinyl records. Who remembers buying vinyl records? And they have a smell, don't they? They have a smell that just takes you back in time. But some of you kids out there will never know, let me tell you. Late 70s, early 80s. What a time to be alive. You know, wave 1 of the computer video game. Era. I remember being excited by Pong on my telly. My dad brought me this thing home one day, black and white, plugged it into the black and white telly. I had to tune the telly in, it didn't just come on. I had to tune the telly in. And these 2 light bars appeared, going up and down, with a blink blink sound. I was amazed. So my dad's to blame for all this. Here we go. A few different collectibles here as well. Coins. Some boxed amiibos. I've got quite a few boxed amiibos as well. I need to bring my stuff in here, don't I, and get a price for it. It's just taking up space in the unit at the moment. So I need to practice what I preach. Get some of it together. Far too much to bring in one go. And see what it's worth. Because I am a bit out of touch. And I'm like you guys, I go on eBay and I look at sold prices. That's the thing as well. Go on eBay and look at sold prices. Don't look what people are asking. Just ignore what they're asking. I've had loads of people when I was collecting video games say, oh, I've got this and it's worth X amount of money. And they'd show me this page on eBay and I'm like, well, they're asking that. You know, they're asking £400, but the last one sold for 32 quid and a packet of Wrigley Spearmint chewing gum. And it's, you know, you've got to be realistic. As long as you're realistic. That takes me back as well. That PS2 game, they're in television. I remember buying an Intellivision. Well, no, I'll take that back. I remember my mum and dad buying me an Intellivision. And then I think the Christmas after that, I got a ColecoVision. Now they're quite rare. In fact, I've not seen a ColecoVision for years. So I wonder if the price on them, boxed, has gone up. There's a fantastic Nintendo 64. Price on that, $6.99. Very collectible. You can get all the colours in that. Some colours are more collectible than others. But yeah, quite rare, the Fantastics. So there we go, guys. Eclipse Home Entertainment in Blackpool. Let's scan around and I'll show you how big the shop is. It's quite a big unit, isn't it? Loads of space. You need an hour or two to have a good look around here, to be fair, I'd say. We're not far away from Stanley Park in Blackpool, for those of you that don't live in Blackpool. But if you do live in Blackpool, perhaps some of you didn't even know this place existed. Well worth a visit, guys. Well worth a visit. So there we go, guys. Eclipse Home Entertainment on Beach Avenue in Blackpool. Can I just say as well, everything's guaranteed that you buy from here. So any games that you buy, well, I'm sure if they can, they'll show them you're working before you leave the shop. and also the hardware as well. But if they can't, everything's guaranteed. So keep your receipt and they will look after you. Difference between a small game shop and a big multiple. Great staff. If you do come in and buy something, just mention the channel. Say, oh, I saw you on Mason's Dad YouTube channel. I won't get anything. You won't give me any discount. But it's nice to know that people out there watch the channel, isn't it? And that it works. Because I am trying to promote Blackpool, even in the off-season. Shops like this are open all year round. So I'm trying to give people a reason to come to Blackpool in the off-season. So don't forget, like I always say, if you like what you see, subscribe, it's free. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Please take very good care. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.